McCurry Van and Car Rental. Big game Friday night. Hello, Alabama, find a comfortable spot. We got high school football and it's coming out hot. Now here we are and the lights are shining bright. We always been. Yeah, WAAY 31 is rocking all right.
Big game Friday night. Max Cohan, Trevor Denton.
It's the McCurry Van and Car Rental. Big game Friday night.
It's a battle of 2-0 region rivals with more than 100 years of history. Guntersville and Arab meet again in our big game Friday night game of the week.
Back here in Madison County, it's the Mustangs and Tigers. Madison County and Madison Academy go head-to-head in our rivalry game of the week.
Hello and welcome into the Week 4 edition of Big Game Friday Night. As always, I'm Max Cohan and he's Trevor Denton. It's hard to believe, but some teams have already reached the midway point in their season. 5 games in, regions are really starting to take shape.
5A Region 8 full of talented teams, many of which have been playing football for over 100 years. Arab and Guntersville first met in 1922. Fun fact, that was the year that Betty White was born.
What a legend. And tonight, the Knights and Wildcats met again with perfect region records, making it an obvious choice for our game of the week. The last time these teams met, it was decided by a fourth quarter field goal. Arab starting deep in their own territory, and Luke Hudson takes the toss, and you're thinking one of those guys is going to grab him, but none of them do. The senior turns on the Jets before Weston Hammond is finally able to bring him down around the 35-yard line. So after a huge run like that, you're thinking they've got to let him get the touchdown. Well, that must have been what the defense was thinking, because Nick Stevens has no trouble punching this one in to get the Knights on the board. And since the run was working for Arab, Guntersville gives it a shot. Hudson Oliver heading for the far sideline, and he spins out of bounds for a first down. But we all knew Street Smith was going to show off the arm, hitting Dadrian Waller with this start for yet another Wildcat first down. And now they're going to pick up a whole lot more. Street on his feet, and he's got Hammond by the sideline, and he'll go from one to the other. No one can stop the sophomore as he makes the long touchdown trot look easy, and we're all even at 7 at the break. Then things got wild. Landon Pitt goes into this mess with the ball and comes out looking for it. A huge fumble recovered by the Wildcats, but Guntersville would not be immune to the turnover bug. Deep in Arab territory, Smith overthrows his man, and Dallas Helton says, "Not in my house," coming up with a massive red zone INT. But Smith and the Cats would not let up. They go to everyone's favorite goal line play, the tush push, and that would be the difference maker as the Wildcats win a close one, 14-10.
Anytime you've got a rival like Arab, it's going to be a fight to the finish. When they kicked that field goal right there, when it was on offense to keep getting first downs, old-fashioned physical football. It took all 11 of us on both sides of the ball. A lot of credit to Arab for playing so tough, and thrilled to death to be 5-0.
So that's 2 straight wins over Arab for Guntersville, and it also means that October 10th battle with Scottsboro will need to be circled on the calendar.
17-15 last year, 14-10 this year. Good defense is played out there in Marshall County, and that's right about Tyler Van's squad, the only other team in the region to enter the night 2-0, and tonight they took on Sardis. The Wildcats have never, ever lost to the Lions, and that statement still true as Scottsboro moves to a perfect 3-0 in region action with the win, 42-7. Let's move on to 7A Region 4. The Bob Jones Patriots are 4-0. The last time that program was able to say that was a decade ago, back in 2015. Kelvis White's squad looking to plant their flag at Brawley Stadium. The Falcons entered 1-3, but maybe that record a little bit deceptive because Kalon Triplett scores to put them ahead 21-0, and Florence keeps pouring it on. Elijah Hines dancing through the defense. He gets them all the way to the 20 with the long run. This backfield did a lot of damage today. The Falcons then go back to Triplett. He plunges forward to around the 10, and the drive ends in 3 points for a field goal as Florence goes up 24-0 on the previously undefeated Patriots. If you go by records, this one was a stunner, but the Falcons lost to Austin, Muscle Shoals, and Hillcrest Tuscaloosa, all really good teams, and today they pick up a really nice win, 24-0.
Let's keep things in 7A and check in on Huntsville. The Panthers started the season with 3 straight wins for the second year in a row, but they also lost their 4th game in back-to-back years. Tonight, the Panthers look to get back on track against Sparkman. And the Senators clearly had other plans as Ronnie Watson's squad gets it done with the 36-28 dub. Sparkman, who opened the season with 3 straight losses, has now won back-to-back games. In 6A Region 8, Fort Payne and Mae Jemison met in Huntsville with the Jags looking for their first win in the series, and the home team was on the attack first. Tavarian Moore Langford on the carry, and he'll show off the burst as he gets near midfield with the sprint. Chris Elmore's squad having some trouble keeping the Jags from moving the chains. Later in the same drive, Jaden Burrows drops back and finds DeMario Nobles for yet another chain mover. Still, that drive would end without any points. So the Wildcats get their first turn of the game, and Blake Griggs wants to pass, but sees a better chance with his legs, getting half of the Mae Jemison defense to try to bring him down. Fort Payne had the ball moving, but that wasn't going to be the case forever. They're going to bring the blitz. Marquez Crum flies in to hurry the pass, and this one will wind up on the turf as the Jags keep it scoreless, but Fort Payne would go on to win 36-18. In 5A Region 7, the Russellville Golden Tigers are 2-2, but both of those wins came in region play.
Tonight in Ardmore, Dustin Goodwin's squad looking to make it 3 in a row. Russellville's Connor Devaney takes a little reverse, gets a massive pancake block on the edge. Now no one's going to stop him on his path to the end zone. The Golden Tigers strike first against the Tigers, and there's a lot more golden plays where that came from. Whit Goodman out to Ben Pounders. He's going to nearly run straight into your living room, shedding off tacklers on his path of destruction to the end zone. Russellville wasn't messing around today. A lot of big plays for them. Huge day for Goodwin as he tosses one deep to Bryson Cooper. See you later. Russellville wins 42-7, running away. All right, time to take our first water break of the evening.
But don't go anywhere. We're heading out to Madison Academy for our rivalry game of the week right after the break.
McCurry Van and Car Rental, Big Game Friday night.
Welcome back into Big Game Friday night, everyone. We've got a ton of high schools in Madison County, but only 2 have Madison in their name.
Yeah, Madison County and Madison Academy have been battling since 1963. Most of their meetings have come as non-region opponents, but this game does impact the standings in a big way.
Both the Tigers and Stangs already have 2 region wins, and we're looking for number 3 tonight. So let's head things out to Slaughter Road, where Paige Meyer has our recap of the rivalry game of the week.
It was a battle of the Madisons tonight as Madison County took on home team Madison Academy here at Bill Washington Stadium. In this rivalry, the Mustangs were able to defend their stable with the final score ending 48-13. There was no holding back for Madison Academy's homecoming game. In the first quarter, the Mustangs offense came ready to ride. Alex Kreider with the catch here, bringing the maroon and gold inches from the end zone. That's when Charleston Owens finds the opening, launching it to Taj Phillips for the first of many touchdowns of the night. With the Tigers coming up empty again, the Mustangs push on and are back in possession with a huge pass and catch here by Zion Williams for the first down. With the ball here getting passed to Dalen Scott, the Mustangs are back in the end zone, bringing the score 14-0 at the quarter. The Tigers with the ball now, unable to make a play happen, getting corralled by a herd of Mustangs. Owens faking the pass off, keeping his hands on the ball, dodging the purple left and right to get another score on the board. The Mustangs keeping the crowd on their feet all night. Set up now by a strong kickoff return, the Tigers pass the ball to Caleb Harbin for their first touchdown of the game. This doesn't faze the Mustangs, though. A massive throw by Owens, making it right into Alex Kreider's hands for their 4th touchdown. And with a minute left in the half, Daniel McCauley fighting off Tigers to solidify this lead, bringing the score 35-7 at the half. And this trend continues into the 4th quarter, with the Mustangs ending 48 to Tigers 13.
I feel pretty good. Obviously, I think we played well. I think we played hard. We got obviously things to get better at always. Proud of our guys, though. We've been off for a week, so to get back out on the field and compete some felt good. We're happy the way our guys handled it. Really, really proud of our defense. Coach Hancock does a great job with his guys. You know, it's kind of a young team as we are as well. So once again, just proud of our guys for getting themselves ready to play. Just keep getting better. You know, our motto is keep growing, and that's what we want to do.
Madison Academy, of course, taking this one 48-13 with their season record now at 3-1. Reporting in Madison, Paige Meyer, WAAY 31 Sports.
Some amazing plays in there. Charleston Owens throwing dimes as always. Staying in that same region, last season's 4A Region 8 champions were North Jackson, and tonight they were on the road against New Hope. North Jackson had a big breakout season last year, going 8-3. Guess what? They're strong again this year, a 3-1 record heading into that game against the Indians. The Chiefs charge out to a fast start. Haven Massengill takes the sweep, gets the blocks he needs, breaks a tackle, and dashes to the end zone. The fence, the only thing that can slow him down today. Look at this. Now on a punt, and it's Massengill again fielding the ball. Look at this. Shaking off defenders left and right. Almost goes the entire distance, gets shoved out around the 5-yard line there. So North Jackson with prime real estate, and Nicholas Price says, "This house is mine." Direct snap to the house as he fights his way to the end zone. Somehow, this massive first half for North Jackson not even over yet. Caden Pace pacing around the defense. Nobody even comes close to touching him on that play. North Jackson simply could not be touched. They are for real, shutting them out 49-0. Westminster Christian hasn't had the best start to the season, but tonight they hosted a DAR team with just 3 wins under Matt Putnam. Westminster wins in a shutout, 31-0.
The JP2 Falcons and Randolph Raiders are trending in different directions. Kevin Crehan's squad won their first game of the season and lost the next 3. David Lloyd's team has lost their first 3 and then won their most recent game. The Raiders hoping to get a win and get back in the playoff conversation. We jump in with the game tied at 7 and the Falcons on the attack, but Joey Ross has trouble with the snap and gets swarmed. A.J. Goins there to bring him to the grass for the sack, so the Raiders take over, and on 3rd and long, Landon Leo fakes the handoff and rolls to his right, finding a lane and taking it all the way for a first down, but the clock was winding down and Coach Lloyd wanted his guys to add on before the break. This time Leo looks over the middle and hits Will Simpson, who weaves his way through the defense, breaking tackles left and right as the Raiders get a fresh set of downs. Coach Crehan trying to get his defense to put an end to the drive, but the Raiders go to their guy again. It's Johnny Billions, and this guy is a touchdown machine. Number 6 in for 6 as Randolph takes the lead, and they went on to win 44-14. In 4A Region 7, the West Morgan Rebels are at it again. Tonight they look to move to 5-0 as they travel to take on a talented Hatton team, and West Morgan gets the dub 23-14. Well, we've seen long runs, the great catches, and touchdown passes. We've got to show the defense some love too.
Yeah, don't touch that remote. Our defensive play of the day coming up quick.
You're watching Big Game Friday Night. Go Indians!
It's the McCurry Van and Car Rental Big Game Friday Night.
We're the Marching Knights, and this is Big Game Friday Night.
All right, how about that? Lots of like xylophone and other instruments that I don't know the names of.
Yeah, I heard you played a mean xylophone back in the day.
I had one of those little ones that was maybe 6 or 7 keys, and you get those little round sticks.
I bet you ripped it, for sure, man.
Yeah, I probably broke more than a few of them, and my parents probably weren't too happy.
They were about to break them with how hard they were going in.
Yeah, I mean, look, when you get to be on Big Game Friday night, playing the instruments.
You're going to go hard, and you also got to go hard on defense to compete with these offenses in the state of Alabama, right?
That is so true. And when it comes down to defense, some plays are bigger than others, and this week, the biggest play came in our biggest game.
Let's head right back to the ARAB Sportsplex. This was a huge one. ARAB and Guntersville were all tied at 7 when the Knights fumbled the ball away. Ricky Wisdom Jr. came up with a smart play for the Cats. They would not turn it into points, but stealing a possession is always huge, and that's what this game came down to. The final possession of the game, Guntersville winning 14-10. That play, huge in making that happen. All right, Dale Pruitt has the Plainville Bears making big plays, off to a 3-0 start for the first time since 2021. Tonight he took on the team his son used to coach, Pisgah, and the fans got their money's worth in just 30 seconds in the first quarter. Plainview's Owen Hope hands it off to Brady Hodges, who plows his way across the plain, diving in for the touchdown. His second score of the game. Bears up 14-0. Eagles head coach Adam Gilbert figures his guys will come back. In fact, now's a good time. How about the ensuing kickoff? I love a kickoff return touchdown. So exciting. London Watkins somehow making his way towards the sideline, tiptoeing along and getting in for the big return touchdown. Here we go, though. Back to Plainview, the Bears' next series. Rylan Guest gets the ball. Max, guess what he's going to do?
Score, maybe?
Yeah, a little spoiler there. He's already in the end zone celebrating. Huge play there for Plainview and a huge season for them. Wow, we've seen a lot of good defense today. 61-30 the final score there, with the Bears winning this one in a wild one.
After a season-opening loss to Maplesville, the Fife Red Devils have caught fire, averaging 57 points per game on their 3-game win streak. You could say that.
Those are Plainview numbers there.
Pretty much. Tonight they hosted a Brindley Mountain team that they beat by 63 last year.
How many points?
63.
63. Okay. All right, well, Paul Benefield's still trying to chase down the biggest number of them all, the all-time wins list. And his Red Devils had the Lions in a bad spot here as the snap sails on Brandon Hargrave. The quarterback trying to avoid the safety as a red wave sends him to the grass. Somehow Brindley Mountain finds a way to get out of trouble. And on the scoreboard, this is a crazy play. Hargrave slips through the defense, goes all the way for a long Lions touchdown. That was just one moment. The Red Devils put together a collection of good moments like that. They were already up 40 at that point, and they weren't done yet. Logan Hutcherson running to the right. This is what this team does so well. Run the football. The sophomore showing off the stiff arm and the speed as Fife wins 54-14. I think 54 brings their scoring average down during the win streak.
Just a little bit.
Jeez.
Well, we've said it before and we'll say it again. When the Mars Hill Panthers have it going, look out. After dominating everyone in their path so far, Darrell Higgins and company welcomed Lauderdale County to Florence. The Panthers beat the Tigers last year but dropped their meeting in 2023, and now that Jackson Penn is healthy, this guy's a problem for any defense that tries to stop him. The senior, hard to keep an eye on for both cameramen and defenses. That touchdown, just the start. You know what's coming again. Another toss to Penn, and there he goes again. Penn had to crack a smile after breaking through the Tigers' lines yet again. Eventually, Coach Higgins had to give Penn a rest, and then it was Hudson Higgins' turn, and this senior can also cut it loose. Higgins to the house, and the Panthers are in complete control. Mars Hill put on an offensive showcase, winning 42-7. Staying in 3A Region 7, the Colbert County Indians handed the Lauderdale County Tigers their first loss of the season last week. Tonight they tried to hand the Pirates their first region loss of the season, and the Indians were able to do it, picking up the 42-35 dub. How about those Colbert Heights Wildcats? The squad had just 4 wins last year, a total they've already matched this season, and after a win over Sheffield tonight, they are 5-0 for the first time since 2007. Oh, actually, they lost that game 60-13. My bad. All right, it's time for us to take our final timeout of the night, but don't go anywhere.
All right, we've got more scores, more top highlights coming up after the break.
Welcome back into Big Game Friday night, everyone. At this point in the season, you'd assume that most teams have at least one win, but tonight we actually had a meeting between two winless
That
squads.
student section came out of nowhere there. I was expecting something, and then it panned over to the students. And, you know, we get unexpected results on the field all the time. Was this one unexpected, Max? Cherokee winning 26-6 tonight over the Red Devils.
All right, Woodville entered the week with 3 straight wins, averaging 41 points in those games, and the wins continue to pile up as they beat Ragland in a thriller, 37-34. And of course, we need to take this time just to thank all of you guys for making us your home for not just high school football, but everything we do here. And of course, a thank you to everybody behind the scenes. You see Trevor and I on camera, but there are so many people who the show would not be possible if they weren't helping us. I mean, do you think we could shoot all these games on our own?
Yeah, Clayton's got to tell us where to stand. We got people helping us shoot. We got Brooke in our ear telling me to, you know, be quiet sometimes during games and hurry up right now. So I think without further ado, time to watch the top highlights of the week. She told me to. She literally did.
Let them roll.
You can hear if I put this here.
You have been watching a special presentation of WAAY 31 Sports.